What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Late video today. I spent a lot of time live streaming Planet Destiny's, basically doing a 24-hour live stream, and I got 5 hours of that this morning, and I gotta tell you, I am really happy with the Taken King so far. So today, I want to talk about my first impressions, my initial impressions about the Taken King so far, and I want to say, hey, you know, this is an initial impression, right? This isn't a full review. This is day one. What I've seen so far. I played it all day though, and I gotta say, I am really impressed. So the gameplay you're seeing is the Crucible, and the reason I am showing Crucible is to not show any spoilers, because, you know, I don't want to ruin anything, any of the surprises that come either in the story or after it for anybody who hasn't played it yet, because for God's sake, there is a ton to the story this time. The new cutscenes are amazing. They're so much better than anything we've gotten from Destiny so far. There actually feels like a story. There feels like a reason for you to do these actions that you're doing inside of Destiny, and it makes for a more enjoyable experience overall. A lot of people, including me, right at the get-go of hearing the Nolan bot, the Nolandroid, weren't too happy, right? Because I think a lot of that is that you just got so used to hearing Dinklebot that switching it up just felt odd. It felt weird. But I gotta say, Nolandroid, the new lines they wrote for him in the Taken King, it feels better. There's some humor there. There's some personality there. I like it quite a bit. Now, the story itself, I gotta say, it was a lot better than anything we've seen in Destiny so far. And it took a lot longer than any of the DLC stuff I've seen so far. Now, the main story missions, if you can call it that came with Destiny to begin with, it's not that long. It's not as long as that, but the main story arc is much longer than anything we saw in either The Dark Below or in House of Wolves, so that was really enjoyable. Also, there's a bunch of new play mechanics that they bring in, so it's not just about waiting for your ghost to open a door, walking into a room, shooting stuff, walking to the next door, waiting for your ghost to open that door, so on and so forth. It really felt different. There's a ton of different play mechanics that are a ton of fun. You know, there were points where I felt like I was playing a Metal Gear game. I was sneaking around, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to talk about what exactly these things are, because, you know, I really think that they're best served by being a surprise. That adds to the enjoyment. The Crucible right now, I think, is in a really good place. I would like to see shotguns get pulled back. Right now, I'm actually working on the Tex Mechanica Chaperone bounty, which requires you to jump into the Crucible and get a bunch of shotgun kills. That's actually the gameplay you're watching now. I'm working on that specific task, and you know, I hadn't actually used the Fellwinters in quite some time, so just rolling around with it as my primary, I had forgotten how powerful this thing was and how easy it was to do well with it. It's super easy. They need to pull back on the range of shotguns or the impact for these really high impact shotguns like the Fellwinters, the Party Crasher, or guns such as that. But overall, I think they nailed it with the Crucible. I'm having a lot of fun. And then once you get into the post-story mission stuff, right? Once you're kind of done with the story, you've completed this main story arc for the Taken King, they've introduced this new mission system, right? Where you're constantly getting new missions, new quests from people in the tower. The tower feels much more of a lively place than it ever has in the past. You're constantly talking to vendors, you're constantly roaming around the tower, turning in this quest, picking up that quest. At one point, I had turned in one quest to Lord Shaxx and got 2 new quests from him in return, and I actually laughed about it with the party chat that I was in, because it was just like, you almost feel overwhelmed because there's so much stuff to do. But you shouldn't feel overwhelmed. It's just going to add to our enjoyment of the Taken King in the future. Now, I do want to be real careful about this. This is early impressions. It could be that I run through all of the quests that the Taken King brings with it in the first 6 days, 5 days. Who knows how long this is going to last. I don't know how many quests there are, how many new missions there are, but I am really happy to see that as I play the game, I'm constantly getting new quests, and they're not just doing the same things over and over again. It seems like they're varied up. Some of them have me going into the Crucible, trying to do specific things in the Crucible. Some of them have me going out on patrol. Some of them have me replaying strikes in specific ways. There's just an absolute ton of these quests, and they all feel very fresh. I don't know if that's going to last. That's a very finicky thing, right? If it ends up feeling those are really repetitive after a week, after 2 weeks, then they're not going to be any fun anymore. We're going to go back to just running raids or just running Crucible. But right now, I got to say, I'm having a ton of fun with it. Another thing I'm really enjoying is the new weapons. The new weapons feel fresh. They feel rewarding. You start off getting excited about new green weapons, then blue weapons, and then finally legendaries. I've just started stocking up on legendaries, new legendary weapons, but you know, they're not as good as my old stuff was, as far as, you know, I had a different set of legendary arm gear for each type of primary weapon to give me fast reload speed. That's not possible right now. We're just trying to get our Guardians leveled up so we can get into that post-game content. It's very exciting right now. Drops are exciting. You know, just getting new armor materials, getting a blue weapon that's a little higher in light level than the last one you were using, so you can kind of make up your mind. Do I want to switch over to this new weapon? Do I want to use it to upgrade the old weapon that I really liked? You know, that kind of activity. It's turning out to be a lot of fun. I got super lucky. I got a sniper rifle that I absolutely love called the 1,000-Yard Stare. It feels better to me than like an LDR or Her Benevolence. It just seems to fit my playstyle perfect, and I'm absolutely enjoying the hell out of it. So that new feeling, that new gear feeling is absolutely here, and it almost feels like a full reset because right out of the gates, you're getting excited about green gear. You're getting excited about blue gear. Then finally, you're getting excited about legendaries. I haven't even found any of the new exotics yet, which is completely different than with the House of Wolves, where I felt like the exotic quest was over right away. We started getting exotics almost immediately out of the Prison of Elders. So I feel like there's a lot more exotics. I feel like they're going to be a little harder to get. I can think of one example in particular that it's going to at least take me a while just to level up my character enough to do the quest that it requires me to do. I don't want to give away any spoilers just in case people want to experience this for the first time. I will be making videos along the way of my progress, so if people want to know how I'm doing a certain thing or well, exactly how to get a certain exotic weapon through bounties, I'll explain that in detail, where spoilers I don't think are that important. But for just talking about initial reviews, I definitely want to be careful not to spoil anything right off the gates. And I gotta say, guys, I'm just having a blast with this right out of the gate. It's just a ton of fun. It just feels like there's so much to do, and that's something that I've always felt Destiny's biggest flaw was, is that, you know, it's got the shooting nailed. You know, it's got a ton of fun modes to play. The raids are fun as hell, but there's just not enough to do. And right now, in this game, it feels like there's just an endless amount to do. It's almost overwhelming. There's so much to do. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Tomorrow, I'll definitely be playing a whole lot more. I'm going to be streaming over on the Planet Destiny Twitch page. I think I'm starting pretty late in the afternoon and going to like 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's stream already because I had such a good time on today's stream. So I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking about the Taken King so far. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.